Hi everyone, my name is Karen Turner and welcome to Vibrant Leader TV. So glad that you're here. I am passionate about helping women on their journeys to becoming vibrant leaders by helping them to create, develop, and sustain high performance habits. I'm so glad you're here. As you saw from the video of the title of the video, I am going to be sharing with you one of my secrets for increasing your swagger, walking with swagger, increasing your confidence, and that is the head wrap. That's right, it probably wasn't what you were expecting, but let me tell you, these head wraps are amazing in terms of increasing your confidence. So I'd love to share a story with you. A couple weeks ago at my workplace, we had an event, a philanthropic event, and so there were a lot of influential members of the community coming to this event. And so I was part of the planning committee. I had already selected the dress that I was going to wear, a beautiful cobalt blue Calvin Klein scuba dress, cocktail dress. I love Calvin Klein. Those dresses fit like a dream. And so I knew that was what I wanted to wear. Love the color blue against my skin. As I was getting ready, something caught my eye out of the corner of my closet, and when I turned to look, I realized that I had a head wrap, and it probably would have been helpful to have it here with me, but planning. Yeah, so I had a head wrap that was the exact same cobalt blue with pops of orange in it. And if you want to see that, I'm going to include a link to the Facebook Live video that I did a couple months ago where I went through my head wrap collection. So if you want to go check it out, you can do that. Description bar, just hit the see more option. So anyways, I saw the blue, I instantly got excited, but then I went back and forth like, do I do it, do I not? I don't want to be different from everyone else. I asked my husband, like, you would think that we were discussing, or that I was discussing how to solve world hunger, but these are the things that happen early in the morning, and these are the things that can make or break the day, so they matter. These decisions matter. So finally I decided, you know what? It gave me so much joy to think of myself rocking my blue dress with the same colored blue head wrap with pops of orange. I call my business a Vibrant, not by coincidence. I love color. And so the thought of that just brought me joy, and what a better way to get through what could potentially be a stressful day with planning a catered event and the logistics around that. And so I went with it. And during the day I received a lot of compliments. At some points I forgot that I had it on, and people were like, oh, that looks so great. And I'm like, what are they talking about? And then I remembered I was wearing my head wrap. And so I just felt special during the day. Of course, I was the only one, as you can imagine, wearing a head wrap to the event, but I felt special and I felt confident. At the end of the day, my husband came to pick me up from work. Thanks, babe. And when I got into the car, he was like, wow, you just walked out here with such swagger. Those were his exact words, and they put a giant smile on my face, because that is how I felt throughout the day, mostly throughout the day when I remembered that it was on. And so that's what inspired the title of the video, because each and every time that I put a head wrap on, it is like the perfect accessory to every single outfit, and I just feel awesome. I do. It increases my confidence. And so whether you put on a head wrap literally or metaphorically in your mind, because anyone can wear a head wrap, truthfully, it's like a crown. How could you not feel confident wearing what I have on my head right now, which is like a crown? But whether you put one on literally or metaphorically, I encourage you to think about something that you want to do in your life that would bring you joy, that you want to try, but not a lot of people are doing it. People would judge you potentially. Well, not potentially, people are always going to judge, girl, but you just have to move on. Whether they're going to judge you or you just think it's too far out of what your comfort zone is, but just that you can't get it out of your mind. And we all have those things that we'd like to change about ourselves, or that we'd like to change about our situation, that we consistently think about and we get excited deep within ourselves. So what is that for you? Whether it is dyeing your hair, cutting your hair, changing your wardrobe, changing your office, changing your space, changing a job. You know, these are things that I encourage you to look at and say, how can I implement those things and live boldly? Live responsibly, especially when you talk about changing your job. Be sure that you have something in place. But there are things that bring you joy and confidence and swagger. And so I encourage you to look at those things and see how you can bring them forth. Don't be afraid of what someone might say, because someone's always going to have something to say. In fact, people are talking about you right now as you live in your comfort zone. So why not do something that will bring you pleasure, that will make you smile, even if it's on the inside? Because when you live boldly, you give other people permission to live boldly as well and to live their truth. And more importantly, you make yourself happy. I am a little bit on a high today because we actually have sun. It's been raining a lot here in Southern California. And so not only am I wearing a head wrap, but I feel like the day is also helping me to be in a great mood. And I'm here filming this video here with you. And so all of that together just puts a smile on my face. And I want to encourage others to do something that will make them feel happy. So what will make you feel happy? What's a change you can make that will be bold? Because when people see me, there's no hiding. So I want you to stop hiding, because when you're wearing a head wrap, there's no hiding. There's no hiding behind someone. There's no fading into the background. Let's stop fading into the background. Let's live vibrantly. Let's live boldly. So without further ado, this is probably one of my #1 requested topics to do a video about whenever I wear a head wrap is, how do you tie your head wrap? So yes, that was the encouragement part. Here is the how-to part of the video. Let's start off by this one. I do not have names for my head wraps, and I'm sure there are some names. I did not create these head wraps. I just go to Pinterest and I see what I want to try, and then I have a lot of fun with it too. Have fun. If you're going to be playing around with head wraps, have a lot of fun with it. Tie them in different funky ways and enjoy it. So this one is one of my favorite ones to do, and I'm going to share my go-to ones. I think I have 4, but we'll count them down. So this is look #1. It is, let's say, the sky high look, and I don't have a lot of hair on my head, and so the #1 question I get is, how do you make it high? So let's reveal the secrets, okay? And I have a mirror here, and I'm also filming in natural light, and so you're going to see the light going in and out. And I'm also looking in the viewfinder too, so I'm doing all the things with my eyes, and so I will try to stay focused. But yes, I'm going to just take this off here. And yes, there we are. I love wearing a head wrap. Sometimes they are awesome for not having the best hair days as well, but I just love wearing them because of how they make me feel. So how did I accomplish the sky high? Well, obviously I have a head wrap, and this one is from Cece's Closet. I will put a link to the website below. A lot of the wraps that I'm going to show you are no longer on the website, so it'll just be a link to Cece's Closet. So I also have here just a scarf. And as I said, if you want to know where I got my head wraps or how I selected certain head wraps, please feel free to click on the Facebook video that I linked below, where I go through my collection, and I'm getting ready to add some new ones to my collection. So all you want to do is take, you can either take another head wrap, but I like to take ones that are soft because it'll be sitting here on top of your head, and you're just going to mold it into basically kind of like a ball. Basically is a ball. This is the hardest part of the tutorial, and it is balancing this on top of your head. You're going to take your head wrap and you're going to put it behind your head, behind the wrap, like this, behind your head. You're going to put it behind your head. That's the sentence I'm trying to say. And then you're going to want to adjust the ball. This is a lot harder to do and talk. You're going to adjust the ball underneath where you want it, and then you're just going to gather the folds of the material. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to push it back a little bit, and then you're going to cross it over. So you can choose to cross it directly in the center, but I love to have mine a little bit off-centered. So let's do that here. You're going to tuck in the extra folds, and you want to keep it tight. And then you are just going to, well, you can still see me, I'm still in the shot, cross it around in the back and in the back again. Turn around, and then you've got your 2 folds up here at the front. And then you're just going to tuck. I'm going to find a space to tuck it in here. And then I'm going to find the other side and find another spot to tuck it in on there. Every time you do a head wrap, it's going to be different. This already looks different from when I first started filming, and I love all the different iterations. So you can adjust if you want to, turn it around. You can bring up the sides a little bit if you don't want the poof to be as high. Feel around in the back. I usually have a mirror that just to make sure everything looks good in the back, and adjust it, fan it out as needed. But there you go. That took, what, 2 minutes to do? Super easy, really quick. The hardest part is just balancing the puff that you have underneath here. But one of my favorite styles to wear. I love this. All right, let's go to the next one. You just pop it off like that. The next style, got another Cece's Wrap, Cece's Closet. They are my favorite wrap store to go to. We're going to spread it out, and the ones that I'm using are 22 inches by 72 inches, 100% cotton, and they are so rectangular. Some are square, and you can do different ones with perfectly square wraps, but the ones I'm sharing today are all rectangular. So you're going to just take it, put it around the back of your head. Okay, it's gonna come up, and this time, before you crossed it over in the last one, this one I want you to tie. So now you've got a tie here, and then you're going to do one more. So you're going to make another knot on top. All right, you're going to adjust as needed. Going to then take one of the sides and just go around. You're going to use the knot as your anchor, and you're just going to go around here. And then you're going to take the other side and go in the opposite direction. And then you're going to tuck. This one might take a little bit longer. You're going to tuck. And then you can either leave it down here where it was, or you can move it back. I like to move mine back so I have a little more height. And then I'm just gonna play around with it until I get it kind of to where I like it. So that's that. If I had a brush, I'd brush down my edges a little bit, make sure they were smooth, but this is my second go-to, and we'll call it the 2-knot style. You can squeeze it, you can fan it out, have fun. The biggest thing is to have fun. This is just how I do it, but I encourage you to have fun and experiment and see what you can come up with. It's just about tucking, folding, and tying. So that is number 2. So there are shorter widths, as I was saying, that allow you to have a little more fun, let your hair out a little easier if you don't want to have your full head of hair covered. So then, this is now look number 3. This one's quick and easy. This is a wrap, a plain black one that I have from a company called The Wrap Life. I like them as well. I don't actually use this one too much because it collects so much lint, and because it's black and it's cotton. But it is one that I purchased because I wanted to, before I was comfortable wearing colors, I wanted to get something that I could wear to work easily, and that would go with most of my outfits. So I'm gonna turn around because this style is all in the back. So you've got your head wrap, and again, instead of coming from the back like we were in all the other ones, we are going to put it on our head like this. Let me get it adjusted here in the mirror. And then we're going to, so all your material is at the back, you're going to do a knot, going to tie, there we go, and that's going to be your anchor. You're just going to do it one time. That's going to be your anchor, and then you're just going to twirl it off here. So you're going to do a twist, And you could do this however tight or however loose you would like it to be. You're gonna do a twist, and then you're going to use the knot as your anchor, and you're going to lift it up, lift the knot up, and you're going to wrap the twist around it. And just keep making sure. And then what are you gonna do? You're gonna tuck it in. And that is the wrap. Super easy, super cute. This works great on days that you just don't feel like having a lot up at the top of your head. And let me tell you, I did this. This was one of my go-tos, not with this wrap, but almost, 20 years ago now. This is how I rocked my hair when I first cut my hair off, my relaxed hair, and I went natural. This was my go-to look while I was growing my hair out, and I had no idea that it was a head wrap style per se. And so I've rediscovered it all these years later. So yes, super easy. Hopefully you saw that. And we're just gonna take this one off. And then the last one is just to show you one from just using a regular scarf. I just bought this scarf at the gift shop from my workplace. I don't know how big it is, but it is definitely much bigger than it may be the same width. It might be the same. Who knows? As I was saying, I don't know how big this one is, but it's just a regular size scarf. And this was how I first started my head wrap collection. I was just using scarves that I would wrap around my neck, and I would just take them and wrap them around my head instead. And so we're just gonna take this one, turn it around, bring it up to the front. And this one, you're just going to, instead of tying it off, you're just gonna start twisting the same motions that you did for the one off in the back. You're just going to twist. This one, you can twist it as thick as tightly as you want, or as loosely. I like to tie this one loosely. And then I bring it back a little bit. Again, I just like mine to be a little bit higher on my head. And then you're just gonna wrap it around so it kind of looks like a pancake. And then I pull it back even more, just to let a little bit of my hair to show. You can either choose to keep your wraps to cover your ears. I know a lot of people like to wear earrings where they wear head wraps, but I don't have pierced ears. And so I either sometimes will cover them or will let them go. It just depends on how I am feeling. So that was look number 4. So those are my top 4 looks. I think I got all of them. All super duper quick. The only reason this video is long is because I am talking a lot. So let me know, do you love head wraps? Do you wear head wraps? Send me links to pictures that you have, because I'm always looking for fun and different ways to wear head wraps. As I mentioned, most of my head wraps are rectangular, and so I am looking for square head wraps so I could do some fun styles with that, because you would think it doesn't make a difference, but the shape actually does. And so that's where I'm going to be experimenting. I do wear my head wraps to work. As I mentioned before, I chose a black one because I wanted something that I could wear to work and feel comfortable wearing to work. But as the years have gone on, I have decided that this is part of my personality. There is nothing unprofessional about wearing head wraps to work. It is part of the fabric and history of being African American here in the United States. And so I love wearing head wraps, and I love matching them to my corporate and professional outfits. So let me know, do you rock your head wraps to work? And I think that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions or any other ideas for videos that you would like me to do. Have a great one. Bye.